Finally, it's 2022. On January 1st, 2022, I explained how I know when Tim was watching what I was doing on my old iPad. And I say this, I can see whenever Tim is watching what I am doing on my iPad by looking at the battery on my iPad. Sometimes when I am charging my iPad, I still see the battery going down, and when I am not charging my iPad, the battery on my iPad drains very quickly, although that is an exception when it comes to Roblox and Minecraft. Since both of those games drains battery quicker than YouTube, for example, maybe it has to do something with the storage. Also, when Tim is leaving the platform that he is watching me on to do other stuff, then sometimes, but not always, I can see that suddenly the battery goes up 2%, which is weird but makes sense. As I am writing this part of the script, I actually see the battery change from 50% to 51% many times. Now it is at 49%. As I wrote that part of the script, Tim thought that he could fool me by making me see that my battery suddenly went up 1% so that I would think that he was gone, but after he left he came back again, and the battery drained by 1% even though I was charging. You really think I am that dumb? This just tells me that you underestimate me and think that I am dumb. He is not only stealing electricity from my iPad, but also when he is watching me with his camera from my parents' house. Thanks, Tim. After I wrote that part of the script, I haven't really seen the battery on my iPad go down by a lot. This tells me that Tim is trying to trick me by making me think that he has left my iPad. However, if you really left my iPad, then my iPad would have charged when I put the charger in my iPad, but my iPad still sometimes won't charge when I am inserting the charger in my iPad, which means that you haven't left, and only pretending. You think that I am that stupid or something? Looking back at what I wrote on January 1st, I don't really think that Tim was trying to trick me. I think that he was trying to test out the battery going 2% up, to see if it was happening, which is probably why I saw that my battery went from 50% to 51% repeatedly. I was watching a security breach gameplay on January 5th, 2022. I took a picture of some suspicious notes in that gameplay, but I have no idea what YouTube channel these pictures belong to. I am therefore not going to show you the picture, however I can show you the notes. This picture is taken from the game Theorists channel. One note was on the railing of the stair, and the other note was on the ground close to it. One has a drawing of a cat and a dog, and one says, "You are something family." You can probably remember the arcade with the cat and dog family. This note has a cat and a dog on it coincidentally, which is suspicious. What's even more suspicious is the fact that the note with the cat and a dog is the same color as that note right under, with the words "You are something family." I don't know if those two notes belong together, however the fact that one note has two family members, and the other has the word family on it, and they are close to each other, with the same color, was suspicious to me. Me and my mom went to an eye appointment somewhere near January 8th. Suddenly someone from the outside takes a picture of me, standing inside with my mom. That person took the picture through a large window. My mom is a witness to this, because she saw the person take the picture. I never looked at the person that took the picture. However, I knew that someone must have taken a picture of me, since I saw my mom looking out the window on something, while making a weirded face, and frowning. I already knew about Tim stalking me, and knowing my location from that time that I already wrote about in this script, when I went shopping with my mom for food ingredients. So I assumed that someone must have taken a picture of me in that moment. The 25th of February 2022, I get an Activate Windows message in the bottom right corner, on my laptop. This is the same laptop that got the Lenovo Wi-Fi security has been deactivated message on the 6th of September, in 2021. Under the Activate Windows message, it said, "Go to Settings to activate Windows." I therefore went to Settings to try to activate Windows. Last time, I tried to activate the Wi-Fi security. This time I am trying to activate Windows. I clicked around Settings, and I eventually found this page. I tried to activate Windows, but I needed a password for that. I didn't really have full ownership of the laptop, and it belonged to an organization, so I had no idea what the password would be. This meant that I was stuck, and couldn't get anywhere. You can see that I didn't take a picture of that page until February 28, 2022. The reason for that was because I didn't really think that it was so important to take a picture of that page, and also because I didn't get anywhere, because I needed a password. I luckily did go back though, to take a picture of that page. I couldn't really tell anyone what I was experiencing, and I actually didn't tell anyone that someone was stalking me, and doing all these things to me, until right before the summer vacation in 2022. March 10th, I take a picture of a notification on my laptop, where it said that I need to restart the laptop to finish the configuration of a Lenovo PM device. I thought that the Lenovo PM device was a different laptop, so I got scared. I clicked on the message, and it sent me to this page. It basically says, "Agree the installation of the Vantage service." Under that it says, "The Lenovo Vantage service is crucial so that you can administrate the device settings. Click on Yes in the following dialog box to complete the configuration of Vantage." I remember that I panicked, because I saw in the background that it said, "Starting Lenovo Vantage ... and then 0%. I therefore quickly read through the message on the screen, and I also got my phone to take picture evidence of this. However, I noticed that the 0% didn't change, so I stopped panicking and took for pictures. I had no idea what Lenovo Vantage was, and I felt like this was sketchy since it said to click on yes, but there was no yes, only okay and no, thank you. I ended up clicking on no, thank you. I believe that this is when Tim managed to hack into my laptop too, or right after this event. This time he didn't hack through the device by me clicking on a link, but rather through the Wi-Fi. Now Tim could see what I was doing on my laptop too. On the 1st of April, I take this picture. This is a picture of the Destiny account. What is suspicious about this picture is the fact that the username is changed to something cat. Notice how he put cat in the name. Cat is exactly what I had in my old Roblox account, and Don's logo for his channel also has a cat on it, because he is mimicking me. Another thing that is suspicious is that he is holding a healing bottle that is made by Roblox. When I was playing on Lucky Blocks/Lucky Islands, I got an option to choose which starter pack to get. There were different packs. One with a wooden sword, one with 3 healing potions, and a golden apple, and other packs that I can't remember. I had the starter pack with 3 healing potions and a golden apple. Tim must have seen that I always choose the healing starter pack right before the game would start, since he was hacked inside of my old iPad. He therefore decided to make a healing potion a part of his avatar on Roblox, to mimic me. It's now April 2nd, in the video named, The R-Rated Avengers Are Coming, which was uploaded on the Film Theory channel. Something happens at 2:49, we see at Cruz being near a window, and then someone pops up outside the window. Remember that one time, where I heard someone knock on my window? I believe that this is referring to that time. This is also more evidence that my theory about what happened that night is true. In the same video, at 7:58, something else happens. A comic book with the title, Werewolf by Night shows up. Only one page is shown in the video, and it is this page. On the page it says, Stalker called Moon Knight. That is the only page shown from that comic book, no other pages. The fact that the words are, Stalker called Moon Knight is extremely suspicious. They could have chosen literally any other page from that comic book, but they chose exactly that page. Somewhere between April 5th and April 8th, I was on a car ride with my family. It was late in the evening, and we were testing a new electric car. After driving the electric car, we went to a parking space and parked the car. We put the electric car to charge and sat a bit in the car talking. After a few minutes had passed, I suddenly see a dark gray electric car. The car was driving past us, and I saw that one masculine person was sitting inside. I didn't really get a good look of the person, because I got distracted by something else that they were doing. What distracted me from observing the person was the fact that when they drove past us, they were weirdly looking for a parking spot. Nothing is really suspicious about looking for a parking spot, however the person overdid it. They weren't just moving their eyes and their head slightly, they were moving their whole body and making big movements. It was very obvious that this person was pretending to look for a parking spot, but in reality they were trying to find which car I was in. I believe that Tim had sent someone again to stalk me. Tim must have found out where I was by tracking my mom's phone location, or by looking at the text messages that me and my mom had sent to each other, where my mom would have informed me where we would drive the car. Although, I'm not really sure if my mom had even sent me text messages, and could have just told me personally where we were going. It is also not even guaranteed that my mom told me where we were going, even though she sent me text messages, so I mostly think that Tim got my location by tracking my mom's phone. I remember that the person looked at me for only 1 second, then probably started to look for a parking spot for real this time. They ended up parking a few parking spots away from us, on a different parking spot line, that was right behind our parking spot line. My dad decided to move, because he thought that our charger was a little slow. We moved to one of the chargers that were right behind our charger. Now we were on the same parking spot line as the dark gray car. I looked over at the dark gray car sometimes, but not too many times, so that my parents wouldn't notice that something was wrong. We all went to a nearby shop, except my dad, who stayed in the car. We got back, and stayed in the car some more minutes. We finally left, and the dark gray car coincidentally left at the same time as we left. They didn't go the same way though, luckily. You may say, oh, if the car came almost at the same time on the parking lot to charge, then it is a high chance that it leaves at the same time. Well yes, that argument makes sense, however my father wouldn't really fully charge the car, because we wouldn't really need to do so, and because I have seen my dad multiple times not have the patience to charge to 100%. Also, remember the other suspicious stuff that the person did. Those suspicious stuff, paired with that the person left exactly when we left, just tells me that it was most likely not a coincidence. I don't have any proof for this, so if you want to believe me is up to you. I did have my family with me, who can confirm that we went to test the car. However, they can't confirm all the suspicious things that happened because they didn't pay as much attention on their surroundings like I did. The reason why I knew that it happened between April 5th and April 8th is because I remember that I got this text message on April 8th right after we went to test the car. It was most likely the 7th of April that we went to test the car. I am going to hide some parts of the text message that was sent to me on the 8th of April because I don't want people watching this video to know what type of car my parents have. The text message is, again, written in Norwegian. What's basically written in the text message is, the owner can demand replacement about something per car. Then it says something about that someone has newly taken over the case and that the person won over the creators of the car company, in the biggest case in Norway. The reason why I am not saying the name of the person is because some people might find out that this person actually has done a similar case with a car company and might find out what car my parents have that way. Furthermore, it says, if you want to participate, register yourself before the 20th of April. Then there is a link under that sentence. I am never going to click on a link sent by a person ever again in my entire life, so of course I didn't click on the link. What's weird, and that doesn't seem right about this text message, is that it says that the person won over the car company in the biggest case in Norway. However, the thing is, there is no way the case is the biggest case in Norway. The biggest case in Norway has to be the case where a man murdered several people on an island named Utøya on the 22nd of July in 2011. There is no way that the case mentioned in the text message is bigger than that case. What's even more weirder is the fact that I can't block the number, no matter how many times I click on the block button. This text message is definitely a scam. In a video named, Your Bananas Are Radioactive, uploaded the 7th of May on the Food Theory channel, at 7:35 Matthew says this, what was commonly referred to as Vaseline glass, custard glass, jadeite glass, Burmese glass, or, since it was in vogue during the 1930s, depression glass, are all varieties of what most accurately is described as uranium glass. While he is saying Vaseline glass, a picture of a lemon squeezer is shown. The thing is, my parents have a nearly identical lemon squeezer. I took multiple pictures as evidence that my parents has a nearly identical lemon squeezer. That is just 5 hours and 9 minutes apart from when I saw the lemon squeezer in the video. It says on the iPad on Snapchat, proof that I am, and then it says my old gaming nickname. I obviously can't show that name because, like I have said previously in this script, I can't give people my old gaming nickname and the information that I had the word cat in my username because I desire that account to stay anonymous. You can still see that this picture belongs to me though because you can see a tape on the camera and also because you can Google search the picture and see that I didn't take this picture from online. Later on in the video, at 8:57, Matthew says this, well, something similar can happen if your uranium oxide-coated ceramics come into contact with acidic foods. And let me tell ya, it's going to be a lot worse than just ruining the flavor of your spaghetti. Matthew and or Tim must have seen that I was using the lemon squeezer to squeeze lemons, which I basically did every day at that time. This is also more evidence that they have put up a camera to watch me. I want to mention something that happened on the 10th of May, on the GT Live channel, in the video named, The Stanley Parable Just Got Better. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. At exactly 15:13 Matthew says this, is this how you feel, Matt? Oh, I'm sorry, you don't know about the cameras that have me observing you the entire time. If you didn't know, there is another person that used to work for Matthew and Stephanie, that has the same name as Matthew, which is obviously Matthew. For the sake of this video, I'm going to call Matthew Patrick, or Matt Pat as some of you call him, Matthew Patrick, and the employee Matthew is going to be called just Matthew. Matthew Patrick is talking to Matthew when he said that at 15:13. He made it out as a joke, which I think is very inappropriate. The fact that Matthew Patrick thinks that watching someone with a camera is okay is disturbing. What's even worse is that he knew that I was going to watch that video to gather proof. Really, Matthew Patrick? On a Sunday the 15th of May, I decide to take a picture of Tim's main accounts that he uses for other things than just stalking me. I must have forgotten the original account with the name Tim in it, just in case you're wondering why there are only 2 pictures, and not 3. The reason for why I took those pictures was because I felt watched while taking showers, since I was already suspecting that Tim had set up a camera to watch me. I therefore decided to see if he was online right before I was going to shower. If Tim was online, then he was probably most likely not watching me. However, if he was not online, then the chances for Tim watching me would be increased. Despite the accounts showing that Tim was offline, I still went to take a shower, since I was curious to see if Tim would be online, after I would have taken the shower. When I was done showering, I took new pictures of the accounts. That's when I unfortunately saw that one of the accounts were suddenly online. To be completely honest, he could have gotten online while I was showering. However, even if that was the case, I would still feel uneasy when going to shower, and I would still feel watched. From that day, I would check to see if Tim was online, right before showering. If he was online, then I would shower, and not take pictures of the accounts. In the back of my mind I still knew that he could play on his Roblox account with one device, and have another device be on the camera watching me. The checking if he was online before showering went on for a long time, and I didn't take pictures before May 29th in 2022. On Sunday, May 29th, I took these pictures before showering. All 3 accounts were offline. I went to take a shower, and when I came back, I see that one of the accounts is online. Somewhere after taking those pictures, I couldn't take it anymore, and I therefore stopped showering. I obviously sometimes just wash my hair, instead of my hair and my body. My family are witnesses to this. In Stephanie's video named, MatPat, I Stole Your Channel, uploaded on the Game Theory channel, on the 19th of May 2022, Stephanie says something about that Matthew used to stalk her. She starts talking about it at 4:15, where she says, most of the time, he actually followed me home alone on the bus and sat next to me, and walked me home. And yeah, in 2022, that's definitely stalking, but this was the enchantingly backward time of 2006, so we'll go with endearing. Even if that was in 2006, that is still called stalking. The time changes absolutely nothing. Feeling that okay with someone stalking you is not normal. This is also evidence that Matthew is a type to stalk people. I remember that I heard about a summary from one of the 3 stories in a new FNaF book named Somniphobia. I don't know where I heard the summary from though. I decided to find the summary again on May 22nd. I am unsure if I heard the summary from somewhere, on the exact same day, or if it was a few days before. Either way, I took this picture on May 22nd. The summary that I found suspicious reads as follows. Something about the Springtrap costume in the role-playing area of Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex chills Luca to the core. You can already see on the picture what I found suspicious. It's the fact that it says role-playing. I didn't really expect Scott, who is the creator of FNaF, to say that word. Now I was at the lookout for when this book released, and I waited curiously. May 23, 2022, I get a rather creepy chat request. I got the chat request on a website called Tradery. This website can make you schedule time and place to trade in-game items. I have an account on this website. Normally, someone would request to trade with you, however, this person only requested to chat with me. You can see that their account has the words, "I see you," in it. I believe that this has something to do with the fact that Tim is hacked inside of the Wi-Fi, and can literally see me going on that website, which is why the account has the words, "I see you," in it. I never clicked on the accept button to chat with him. We have finally come to the part where I tell you about the thing that I couldn't tell you about, because I would need to explain so much. However, now I have explained it. If you still don't know what I am talking about, it's when I said, it feels like John has sent hacking links to someone before, and that I had proof for something. It's now time to tell you what I had proof for. I made a new account on Discord. The purpose of that account was to join the That Cybert channel's Discord server, to see if Dan said anything suspicious in that server, that I could use as proof. When I joined that Discord server, I saw something very suspicious. If I saw it the day I joined the Discord server, or a few days after I joined the Discord server, is unclear. What I do know is what date I saw it. The reason why I am not saying the date is because people can easily find out our chats in the That Cybert channel's server. By our chats I mean my and the anonymous people's chats that I am about to tell you about. If they find our chats, then they can see the anonymous people's accounts, which I don't want. One day I see this, a link in the That Cybert channel's server. In the second chat message, under the link, it is someone who is saying, "Don't click the link, I got hacked," with capital letters. This obviously sent many red flags, and I instantly took a picture of the link and message. One day later, I asked the person that said, "Don't click the link, I got hacked," if they were joking or if they actually got hacked. I never really got an answer. If the person actually got hacked, then them not answering my message is very likely. This means that this is even more suspicious. The one that sent the link wasn't Dan though, however it could have been another account created by Dan, or a friend of Dan. What's weird is the fact that none of the mods removed the link. If you don't know what a mod is, it's basically a person that has control over the server, and makes sure that everything is okay in the server, and that nobody is saying bad words, or sending a link, etc. Also, notice how I said mods, and not a mod. There were multiple mods in that server, and none of them deleted the link. I have evidence that I did go back almost 2 months after, to check if the link had been deleted, and it hadn't been deleted. I can't really show the evidence though, because that requires me to show dates, which again, I can't show. If this reaches a court, then I would be more than happy to show the proof. I also took many pictures of suspicious links in the That Cybert channel's server, which I am displaying right now. Between the 1st of January 2022 to June 4th, 2022, I get a new iPad on my birthday. My sibling got my old iPad that was hacked. We deleted everything in the old iPad system, and even changed Apple ID, so that it basically became brand new. The reason why I am not giving a date for when this happened is because I don't want people to know when my birthday is. Even if I didn't give the information that it happened on my birthday, people would have still found out that it happened on my birthday, because who randomly gets a gift that is not on their birthday? That day also marks when I was finally free from Tim's watching on my old iPad. Something disturbing happened in the video named MatPat Reacts to the FNaF Security Breach DLC teaser. Uploaded on the GT Live channel on June 4th at 14:09. Matthew says this: "We have live stream cameras going around the clock, just make sure you cover up the ones in the bathroom." Nope, that's not funny, don't make that joke. Then he just laughs while saying what I just quoted a few seconds ago. As if it was a joke. Do you see how messed up that sounds? I am pretty sure he wasn't even serious when he said, "Nope, that's not funny, don't make that joke." He obviously laughed right after saying that, meaning that he was not serious at all. Right before summer vacation 2022, I had to deliver back my laptop to the organization, for a reason that I am not willing to share. I realized that I would have to deliver my laptop that was hacked by Tim. I therefore got enough courage and decided that it was time to tell my mom about the stalking. I told her over text at night. I remember that I was writing to her for at least 2 hours. I had to explain so much that I ended up summarizing. I also asked my mom in the messages if I should really deliver back my laptop, since it had been hacked and was kinda evidence of the hacking. I woke up the next day, and I remember that my mom came in and told me that she had seen my messages. I ended up delivering my laptop back to the organization. I don't know if the person that I delivered the laptop to ever noticed that it was hacked. I don't even know what happened to the laptop after I delivered it. The video named Stop the FNaF Hog Hunt, uploaded the 9th of June on the Game Theory channel, is the most ironic video I have ever seen. At 7:08, Matthew says, "No hacking or uncovering something that involves accessing private information about a person or business." I would have never guessed that Matthew would have said those words. He also clearly smiles after saying that. Throughout the whole video, Matthew says these things that I have taken a screenshot of. This is also proof that he understands that hacking someone to access private information is wrong, and other similar things that can be associated with this stalking situation. I discovered some evidence in the video named Scarier Than Sonic.EYX. Sonic.EYX Sonic the Hedgehog, uploaded on June 25th on the GT Live channel. At 20-21, Ash, who is an employee for the Theory channels, says this: "I was a really intense Sonic stan growing up, to the point where I was that kid who made people Sonic OCs." Then Matthew barges in and says, "No way. Do not steal." Then Ash replies, "Do not steal." Matthew continues by asking, "Did people steal your OC?" And Ash replies, "People did not steal my OCs." The reason why this is evidence is because I wrote this paragraph on April 1st. Again, you can read yourself what it says if you want to. I am basically saying that Matthew is also mimicking me, and that I have had problems with people mimicking me in the past, which I am obviously stating that I don't like.